Hey there everybody, welcome to another edition of Manic Monday. And with the Nationals winning the World Series this past week, decided to go back to their beginning, 2005, when they moved from Montreal. And this is the first ever Washington Nationals game. It was played at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. They opened on the road April 4th, 2005. Let's look at starting pitchers for both teams. For the Phillies, it'll be John Lieber, and he was 17-13 with a 4.20 ERA. And for the Nationals, he shall be Livan Hernandez, 15-10 with a 3.98 ERA. Interesting, Livan, a really good hitter, uses pitcher hitting card number 7, so he definitely has the advantage there. Let's look at the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Washington Nationals, managed by Frank Robinson. Leading off and playing in center field is Brad Wilkerson. Batting second, playing shortstop, Christian Guzman. Hitting third, second base, Jose Vidro. Batting cleanup, right fielder Jose Guillen. Batting fifth at first base is Nick Johnson. Hitting sixth and playing third base is Vinny Castilla. Batting seventh and playing left field is Termel Sister Sledge. And batting eighth and playing catcher is Brian Schneider. And again, using pitcher hitting card number 7 is Livan Hernandez. For the Phillies, they will line up this way. Jimmy Rollins leads off at short. Placido Polanco bats second, plays second. Bobby Abreu's in right field, he will hit third. Jim Thome at the end of his career is at first base, he'll bat cleanup. Pat Burrell's in left, he'll hit fifth. Kenny Lofton's in center, he will hit sixth. David Bell's at third base, he will hit seventh. Mike Lieberthal, the catcher, will bat eighth. And John Lieber, the pitcher, bats ninth using pitcher hitting card number 1. Interestingly enough, the battery in this game for the Phillies, Lieberthal for the Phillies as their catcher, and Lieber, the pitcher. So there you go, Lieber and a Lieberthal. Kind of unusual how that worked out. If you're wondering about the numbers on these cards, when I bought these cards from Moonlight Graham, they were used, so that's why I bought them, because they were relatively inexpensive. So whoever had these before wrote these things on here. I don't know what the numbers mean. I don't know if they were like runs scored and RBIs or some other coding that someone else was using. Also on here, there's a little black dot that if you don't look carefully, it looks like it was like a hole puncher here, but it's really just a black dot. Don't know what that's all about either. All right, so let's get ready to go. John Lieber on the mound, and first batter stepping up is center fielder Brad Wilkerson, left-handed hitting center fielder. Got our dice. Oh, in case I forgot to mention, this is super advanced, so hopefully I will remember how to play all the super advanced. I'm not going to do blocking the plate or robbing home runs, but other than that, everything else can be super advanced. Ballpark effects for Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Singles are 1 to 9 for lefties, 1 to 14 for righties. Home runs are 1 to 15 for everybody. So that's what goes on with that. And we're ready to go. John Lieber, the righty, against Wilkerson, the lefty. We're underway. 6-8, and that's going to be a solid single as Wilkerson gets that solid single to right field. Leadoff man on for the Nats. First at bat of their history as the Washington Nationals, and they come through with a base hit. Now with the runner on, of course, he will be, let's see, he's a D stealer. They're still going to hold him. And also we have to roll the D20 to make sure there's no balk or wild pitch as well. It's a 3, so it's not. All right, so Christian Guzman, the batter, switch hitter. 2-7, ground ball pitcher B, that's a fielder's choice. So Guzman will take over as the runner at first. 1-6 on the fielder's choice as Wilkerson's out. Guzman's a C stealer, he'll be held. Jose Vidro, the batter. We'll roll that D20. 4, nothing on that. You have to have 1 or 2 to make anything happen on that. Here's Vidro, switch hitter, batting left, 5-7, struck him out. So Vidro Out on strikes, 2 down. And that brings up Jose Guillen. And again, we roll that D20. Nothing happening. Some people roll it with the 3 dice. It depends on how I'm feeling, how I do it. I do it both ways. 1-5 against a righty, struck him out. Didn't matter because Lieber comes back and strikes out Vidro and Guillen. And the Nats are gone here in the top of the first here at Citizens Bank Park. And now we go to Livan Hernandez. And he'll be facing Jimmy Rollins. He's a 19 stealer if he gets the jump, so good runner. Behooves the Nationals to keep him off the bases. 4-7, and he will. Livan strikes him out with a slow curve. And Rollins is out of there. 1 away for Placido Polanco, second baseman. He has no threat to steal at all. You can see he's got nothing on his jump. He cannot steal. 6-8. Ground ball, second base X. Second baseman for the Nationals is Vidro. He's a 3-11. 3-1. That's going to be a base hit. No doubt about that. And there's a 10. No error on the 10, but it is a base hit for Polanco as he snuck it past Vidro. And Polanco will not even be held because he's such a bad stealer. We still roll the D20 to make sure there's no balk or wild pitch. And there's not. So here's Abreu. 4-7 struck him out. I think the 4-7 roll is what they got Rollins on, if I remember correctly. So Livan gets the strikeout. 2 down for Jim Thome. Still roll that D20. Nothing happened. I may end up start rolling it with the 3 dice. Let's see. It's Thome, 4-10. 4-10 struck him out. So Livan strikes out the side after giving up the hit. And through 1 inning here at Citizens Bank Park, we have no score. And John Lieber back out. Start the second against Nick Johnson. He came up with the Yankees and then found his way to the Expos and then eventually the Nationals. So Nick Johnson, 6'2", lefty hitter, 6'2", fly ball right field. And that's Bobby Abreu territory. He makes the catch, 1 away. And that's going to bring up former Atlanta Brave, former Colorado Rocky, Vinny Castilla. 6'9" for Castilla, and he's going to do some damage. 1-3 is a double, 4-20 is a single. That is a single, solid single for Castilla. And he can steal if he gets a jump, so they will hold him. And we'll roll that 20, see if anything happens. It does not. So here's Termel's Sister Sledge. 6'10", he's a lefty. Ground ball, second base. Hey, maybe they should have had a play on because that's a double play, 4-6-3. So 4-6-3, double play, ends the inning. And that's all for the Nats here in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Still nothing. Livan back out to face Pat Burrell. Power hitting left fielder for the Phillies. 2-5 for Burrell, and he'll draw a leadoff walk. So Pat Burrell, leadoff walk. He is no threat to steal. He will not be held. Still roll the 20 though. And nothing happening on that 20. So here's Kenny Lofton. 1-7 for Lofton. That's a solid single. Solid single. Burrell's not going to go anywhere. He's station to station runner. So it's first and second, nobody out. And that'll bring up David Bell, third baseman. Roll that 20. There's a 2, so it's a chance now for either a balk or a pass ball. We'll roll the white die to figure it out. 1-3 is a balk chance. 4, 5, or 6 is a pass ball chance. It's a balk chance, and Livan's balk rating is a 3. 16, no balk, so we drive on. Bell, 6-7, and that's damage. 6-7, 1-7 is a double, 8-20 is a single, 2 stars either way, so a run will score for sure. And it's a single, but it is 2 stars, so Burrell, even though he doesn't run well, will come in to score. Lofton will go to third. Runners are at the corners, nobody out, and the Phillies lead it 1-0. Levon, a little bit of trouble. Here's Lieberthal. And Bell will be held at first base. Check for anything happening there. Nothing happening there. We go to Lieberthal. Infield's a double play depth. They want to get 2 outs if they can. 5-8. 5-8. That's not going to be a situation to worry about. 5-8. 1-7 is a triple. 8-20 is a double. 1-7, it clears the bases. That's a double. So let's see if Bell can score. Lofton trots in from third. Now Bell was being held. He's an 11. He was being held, makes him a 10. The double is assumed to go to center field. Wilkerson's a -2 arm, so that would make it a 1-8. So they're going to hold Bell at third base with nobody out. They will hold him there. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, John Lieber. 2-0 ball game. Levon in trouble. We roll the D20, make sure nothing's happening. It's not. Infield is in against Lieberthal, or against Lieber rather. 6-8. 6-8. Ground ball, second base X. Second base X is Vidro. He's a 3-11. 3 and a 3. That's going to get through for a base hit. It's a single 1 star. So how about that? Let's check to make sure there's no error. That's a 9. He's an E11. There is no 9, but it is a single with 1 star. So Lieberthal will stop at third. The run scores, makes it 3-0 Phils. How about that? Lieber gets the hit off the pitcher, off of Hernandez's card. So even though it's pitcher hitting card 1, he still gets the hit. Here's Jimmy Rollins now. Runners at the corner, still nobody out. Lieber will not be held. Nothing happening there. Infield's still in. They want to choke that run off. 1-7. Fly ball center field B. There's a chance for a sacrifice fly. Wilkerson is a -2 arm though. And the runner Lieberthal only runs at an 8. So if we look at the rule book on that fly ball center field question mark. Let's go back, because sometimes I always have to refresh my memories. I play a lot of different games, so sometimes the rules can be a little, or you forget about them sometimes. So let's take a look here. It says right here on, that's a cutoff rule. I don't want that. I want this. Okay, so we've got the run rating, plus or minus the outfielder's arm, +2 for the throw from third base to right field. That's not the one I want. Right field only. Where's the one about? Here we go, up here. Okay, so it's a +2 basically. Minus, or +2 plus the arm of the, so basically the +2 cancels out Wilkerson's -2. So that Lieberthal with an 8. So 1 through 8 to try to score on that. And they're not going to take the chance. So it's a fly out to center field. It's only out number 1, so they certainly have more chances to score with Placido Polanco, the batter. And now they're double play depth, because a double play will get them out of the inning. Nothing on the 20. 4-9 against a right-hander. 4-9. Oh, that's bad news for Levon. 1-4 is a home run, although he does have weak power. So 1-4 is a single. 5-20 is a double. It's a double for Placido Polanco. And the Phils are starting to break this thing open here in the second inning. Lieberthal will score, making it 4-0. Now Lieber doesn't run very well, so they're going to hold him with only 1 out. So runners are at second and third. And Bobby Abreu, the batter, they could walk Abreu to set up a force play and pitch to Tomey. Or they could play the infield in against Abreu. Well, they're going to go ahead and play the infield in. They don't want to load the bases. So infield is in against Abreu. 2-4. 2-4 is a ground ball, second base C. All right, so ground ball second base C. If we look at our rule book here and look at the infield chart, and let's see what we've got here for infield in. Infield in, runners are at second and third. Infield in, ground ball C is a 1. 1 says batter out, runner holds. So there you go. So ground ball to second, Vidro fields it, looks the runner's back, throws at Abreu for out number 2, and now the 9th man to bat in the inning, Jim Thome, steps to the plate. He struck out his first trip. Levon looking for a similar result now. Already allowed 4 runs. 2-7. Well, he's going to walk him, and that's going to load the bases. And now the Phillies are batting around as Burrell will come up. He led off the inning with a walk and score. So he's going to come up again, this time with the bases loaded. Levon having all kinds of issues. 6-7, 6-7, and that's even more issues. 1-7 is a double. 8-20 is a single. Both were 2 stars. It's a double, 2 stars. So Burrell with the double scores Lieber for the 5th run, scores Polanco for the 6th run, and now will Thome score? He was a 10. He was not being held, makes him an 11. And the double is assumed to go to center, so that would be a -2 to make that a 9, but you get +2 for there being 2 outs. So that would make it back to an 11. Back to an 11. Do they try to throw him out, or do they try to score him? They're going to try to score him. And he's out. So he's out. We'll call it 8-6-2 to end the inning, but 6 runs come in, and that may be all for Levon. He's going to be tired anyway. He'll stay in, but he's going to get that tired fatigue rating where those dots will come into play now because he gave up those 6 runs. So Lieber coming back out with a sizable lead, so to speak. Start at the top of the 3rd. Number 8 hitter Brian Snyder steps to the plate. 6-6 against the lefty. Pop out to second base. That's out number 1. And here comes Levon. 2-3. 2-3 is a 1-16 home run. 17-20 is a double. How about that? 1-16 is a home run. And Levon Hernandez just hit a home run. How do you like that? He can't pitch, but he's hitting the home runs. I don't think I've ever used a pitcher hitting card that high in Strat. But there it is, home run. There's nothing on his card about it saying he can't hit a home run. So obviously if they rated him a 7, that's the reason why. So home run, Levon Hernandez, of all people, and it cuts the lead to 6-1. Here's Wilkerson. 4-2. 4-2 is a ballpark home run chance. 1-15, according to the ballpark. So it could be back-to-back jacks. That's an 18, though, so he's going to fly to right. So Wilkerson just missed it for out number 1. Actually, out number 2, my bad, because Schneider made the first out. So that's out number 2. Here's Christian Guzman. 1-8 for Guzman. He's going to ground to short. Rollins will make the play easily. Nats get on the board. Their first run of their history in strat-o-matic is a Levon Hernandez home run, of all things. All right, so Levon back out, but he is fatigued, so any place that's a dot, those strikeouts will turn to base hits. So kind of playing with fire here. All right, here's Lofton. 2-3 is a foul out to the catcher, so that's 1 away. He fouls out to Schneider. Brings up Bell. 2-5 for Bell. He's going to get a single to left field. So the hit parade continues. Nationals bullpen is now seeing some activity. They don't want to be up this early, but I don't think they have much of a choice. And it's actually going to be, looks like John Roush maybe loosening. Check that. It's Hector Carrasco. Hector Carrasco is loosening, though he's the long man in the bullpen. All right, here's Lieberthal. Make sure there's nothing happened on the 20. There's not. Lieberthal, 3-8. Line out to first. Out number 2, try to go the opposite way, but Nick Johnson got it. So 2 outs, and here comes John Lieber. Got that base hit off of Levon's card his first trip. See if he can get his lucky again. Nothing on the 20. He will go off Levon's card. 5-10. It's a ballpark single check. 1-14, and he'll get a base hit. So how about that? It is a 14, so John Lieber's living right. He's got both his results off the pitcher hitting card, and it's worked to his advantage. So he's 2 for 2. And that single, I believe, is that 2 stars or 1? I think it's just 1 star. Yeah, just 1 star. So 1 star means Bell gets to second base, and that's it. 2 on, 2 out for Jimmy Rollins. 1-9. Ooh, it's getting worse for Levon. I think he's going to have to leave. 1 to 13 is a triple. 14 to 20 is a double. It's a 3, so it's a triple for Jimmy Rollins. And that's going to be all for poor Levon. He's going to be tagged with 8 runs at least, as Rollins is his responsibility. He'll be tagged with 8 runs. Gory details on his pitching line for sure. So Levon is out of there, and Hector Carrasco, the right-hander for the Nationals, will be coming in. Hector Carrasco, 5-4 with a 2.04 ERA. Did have 5 starts and also had 2 saves. So as a reliever, he's got a 3 rating, which means he can go a few innings if he's effective. So needs somebody to eat up some innings here. For Levon, 2 2/3. Like I said, at least 8 runs, if not more. Could be 9. But let's see, there are 2 outs, so Carrasco just needs to get this last out. Keep that from happening. Nothing on the 20. Polanco to Carrasco, 5-8. Ground ball second base X. Got his Vidro. He's a 3-11. I've rolled a 1 again on these super advanced fielding checks, which means a base hit. And it's a 13 as an 11. There is no error, but it is a base hit. Base hit for Polanco. He's 3 for 3. Close the book on Rollins. I'm sorry, on Hernandez. He's given up 9 runs, all earned. So a really ugly outing there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got him for 10 hits. He walked 2. And he struck out 3. Started out good in the first inning, 3 strikeouts, but after that was all she wrote. Now Carrasco. So Polanco gets the base hit, makes the score now 9-1. Brayu steps in. 4-8 for the lefty. Ground ball second base A. That's going to end the inning. But 3 more come across. It is 9-1 after 3 innings. As Levon just didn't have it. And a very mediocre to horrible start for the Nats franchise. Or the Nats, not the Nats franchise because with the Expos, but in Washington, D.C. Here's Jose Vidro, and Lieber now can just kind of cruise. 6-8. 6-8 is a ground ball to first. Handled by Tomey. 1 away. And that will bring up, if I can get the cards apart, that will bring up Jose Guillen. 2-9 for Guillen. 2-9, ground ball to short. So Lieber meandering his way through the Nationals lineup. Here's Nick Johnson. 3-12 is a 2-out walk to Nick Johnson. And it'll send up Vinny Castilla. Roll that D. I'm going to go ahead and roll the D20 with him. 1-4 for Castilla. Pop out to third is a clutch, but you have to be in scoring position to be clutch, so just a regular pop out to third and the inning's over. So nothing doing for the Nationals here in the fourth. It's 9-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Carrasco back out. We'll be facing Jim Thome. 2-5 for Thome. He walks, so he has not put bat on ball yet. He has struck out and walked twice. Thome with the walk, he will not be held, as he is an E with no steal possibilities. Plus 9-1. You don't think he's going to steal anyway. Here's Burrell. I meant to roll this with the other three, but that's all right. I'll do it next time. 3-5. Struck him out. So Burrell's out on strikes. Brings up Kenny Lofton, and now I'll roll the D20 with the other three at the same time to speed things up a little bit. 3-10. 3-10 is a potential single, 1-3. Anything else, he will line to second. He lines to second for out number 2. I'm just going to bring up David Bell, third baseman. As a 1, chance for a wild pitch. And he's a wild pitch rating of 16, so very likely to uncork one here. And he does. So it is a wild pitch. Wild pitch for Carrasco. Moves the runner up to second. 5-2. And that is a ballpark home run possibility. He does have normal power. The home runs are 1-15. So 1-15 is a 2-run bomb. And it is a 2-run homer. David Bell is 3 for 3 with his 2-run homer. And the lead is now 11-1. And what must Frank Robinson be thinking? Here's Lieberthal. 4-3 is a fly ball right field X. That's Guillen. He's a 3-E8. 3-10. This time I finally got something that works. 3-10. So that he will definitely get to that. 3-10, and that is a 6 as an E8. 6 and an E8, and wouldn't you know it? A 6 and an E8. E8 and a 6 is a 2-base error. E2, 2-base error on Guillen. So he got to it, but he committed a 2-base error. So Lieberthal will reach on the E8. And that's just the kind of day it's been for Guillen. All right. John Lieber. 5-9 off of Carrasco's card. Struck him out. So they finally get Lieber out. And that's going to end the inning. But 2 more runs come in. It's 11-1. Phillies after 4. So not exactly a thrilling game, but more applicable to the Manic Monday feature. All right, so we're going to have a pinch hitter for Carrasco because his spot is scheduled up shortly. And we're going to have Gary, let's see here. We're going to have John Roush is going to be the new pitcher, I think. Yes, John Roush is going to be the new pitcher for the Nationals. He will take over. Right now, we're going to have Termel Sledge lead things off. Start the 5th. We Sledge, Snyder, and a pinch hitter. 6-3. Fly ball right field X. That's Abreu. He's a 2E4. 2-10. He'll get to that. E4 and a 14. There is no 14. There's a 15 there, but no 14. So good play. 1 away. Brings up Brian Schneider. I go 1 day at a time every time I see that name, Schneider. 2-8, 2-8, and maybe he hits a home run 1 day at a time. 1-9 is a homer. 10-20 will be a double. 16, so it's a double for Brian Schneider. 1 out double. So he is aboard. And now, pinch hitter Ryan Church will be on for the Nats. Ryan Church left-handed outfielder. Will pinch hit with 1 out and 1 on. 4-5 against a left-hander. Fly ball center field B. That is out number 2. Church is retired. So Church is let out. And here is Brad Wilkerson. 2-5 for Wilkerson. Struck him out, and that's the end of the inning. So Lieber pitches around that. And other than a Levon Hernandez home run, he has shut out the Nats. So really weird stuff going on. And now John Roush, who on the season, 2-4 with a 3.60 ERA, did have 1 start. He's rated 3 as a relief pitcher, or 3 innings. So he's a good long relief man, what you need to eat innings in a blowout. So here's Jimmy Rollins, batter Roush. Let's finish up on Carrasco. Carrasco, let's see, he pitched 1 1/3. And let's see, he gave up 2 runs. And they were both earned on the home run by Bell before the error, so they were both earned. 1, 2 hits and a walk. And 2 strikeouts. All right, so Roush set to take the mound here in the bottom of the 5th against the Phillies. 2-9 for Jimmy Rollins. Struck him out. 1 away. So Jimmy Rollins here in the 5th inning. They batted around, so my number's a little off here. In the 5th inning, gets his 4th at bat, or 4th plate appearance. There's 1 away. It's Polanco. 5-6. Fly ball to center. So there's 2 down for Bobby Abreu. Abreu has missed the hit parade. He's 0 for 3. 2-5. Struck him out. Now he's 0 for 4. You ought to bench him if you can't hit in this game. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for John Roush, so that certainly helps his cause to go a couple innings. We played 5 in the books here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies comfortably in control, 11-1. Christian Guzman stepping up. John Roush, 6 is his point of weakness inning, so keep an eye on that. Guzman, 6-7, switch hitter. Ground ball, second base X. That is Polanco. 3-4. 3 and 8, he will get to that. Question is, E4 and a 6. There is no 6, so it's a good play. 4-3 ground out, 1 away. And that's going to bring up Jose Vidro. Jose Vidro. 2-8. 2-8 for Vidro. 1-18 is a single. 19-20, he'll ground to first. That is a single for Vidro. 1 away and 1 on. If you're worried about or wondered about Ryan Zimmerman, he came up much later in the season, so he was not on the opening day roster. Here's Jose Guillen, right fielder. 0 for 2. Nothing on the 21-5. Struck him out. 2 down. And that'll bring up Nick Johnson, first baseman. 6-6 against the lefty. Pops to second. That's going to end the inning. So Lieber, 6 quality innings. And he might get a 7th, the way things are going. Only got 1 knock against this point of weakness. So Roush in to face Tomey. Tomey the batter. Strikeout and 2 walks. 3-8. He's going to walk again, so he still hasn't put bat on ball. It's his 3rd walk. He will not be held, both because he can't run and also it's 11-1. So here's Burrell. 3-8 for Burrell. Struck him out. 1 away. And that will bring up Kenny Lofton. Here at the end of his career. 6-7 against a lefty. 6-7. He will walk. So that's 2 free passes. And it's going to bring up Bell with 1 out and 2 on. Infield at double play depth. Looking to turn 2. 6-9. Struck him out. That's the next best thing to a double play. Gets the strikeout of Bell. 2 down for Lieberthal. 1 possible wild pitch. And again, he's a 15, or Roush is a 15 wild pitch rating. 17 though, so no wild pitch. Snyder blocked that. So it's 2-7 for Lieberthal. Ground ball to second, that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there for the Phillies. We go to the 7th. Still 11-1, and they're going to go ahead and let Lieber go at least 1 more inning. He's set to lead off next inning, so ideally you pinch hit for him, although he is 2 for 3. But they're going to let him probably finish this inning, and that's going to be it. So here's Castilla, start the 7th. 1-6, struck him out. So Lieber looks like he's got some juice in the tank. Here's Termel Sledge. 6-11, struck him out. So Lieber looking to tell his manager, hey, I got some juice, let me hit again. Here's Brian Snyder. 2-5, that's a base hit for Snyder. 2 out single. And that brings up the pitcher spot, Roush, and he will of course be pinch hit for as the Nationals go to their bench for another hitter. And that hitter will be Will Cordero. So Will Cordero will pinch hit with 2 outs and a runner on first. He'll get a crack at it against Lieber. 4-10 against a right-hander. It's a ballpark single check, and it's a 1-14 against for right-handers. 1-14 in Citizens Bank Park. It's an 11, so it will be a base hit, but it's 1 star. So runners are now at first and second. First and second with 2 outs for Brad Wilkerson. Wilkerson, 1 for 3. 6-4. Ground ball shortstop X, that's Jimmy Rollins, and Rollins is a 2E12. 2 and a 10, he'll get to that. E12, and that is an 11. There is no 11, it's a good play. And Lieber goes 7 innings, and that's going to be it for Lieber. He will finish the night with 7 innings pitched. Oops, get that back over here. He will finish with 7 innings pitched. So, and obviously get credit for the win, barring a major catastrophe. New pitcher for the Nationals. Let's see, Roush went 2 innings, and let's see, he struck out 4. Didn't give up any runs, which was the huge thing. So he did walk 2. No hits. All right, so new pitcher for the Nationals will be Louis Ayala, right-hander, Louis Ayala. And for the Phils, they will use as a pinch hitter, they will use Chase Utley. So Chase Utley is going to pinch hit for Lieber. Let's look at the totals on Lieber. He gave up the 1 run on the home run by Levon Hernandez, of all people. Hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits in 7 innings. Can't see my score sheet there. 7 hits, 7 innings, 1 run. Let's check walks. He walked 1, which was Nick Johnson, and that's the only walk I see. His strikeouts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's your line on Nick Johnson. 7 innings pitched. I'm sorry, on John Lieber. 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 run. Of course, it was earned. It was a home run by Levon Hernandez. 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. And he will obviously be in line for the win, while Levon is in line for the loss. So pinch hitter Chase Utley facing Louis Ayala, right-hander. Start the bottom of the 7th. Ayala's going to tend to go 2 innings if he can. 2-6 for Chase Utley. 1-17 is a single. 18-20 he will make an out. It is a single. Single for Chase Utley. If you hear sirens in the background, I live fairly close to a fire station, and that's just a fire engine going on a call. Not being rated or anything. Here's Jimmy Rollins. 4-9 against the lefty. And that's a switch hitter batting left. That's a double, 2 stars. So Jimmy Rollins cracks a double. He's already tripled. Now he's cracking a double. Puts runners at second and third with nobody out for Placido Polanco. Infield is going to lay back because the score is already bad enough. We want to limit the damage. 2-6. 2-6 is a fly ball, right field question mark. Right field B question mark. Utley runs at a 15, so he runs pretty well. So you add 2 to that, makes it a 17. The right fielder, Guillen, is a -4 arm, makes it a 13. So 1-13, he would make it. They're going to try it, 1-13. And he's out, so it's a double play ball. How about that? A 9 and then a 9-2 double play. Figured they're playing with house money, so why not try it? But Mr. Guillen put a laser in there. It's 2 down. And that brings up Jose Vidro. I'm sorry, I put Guzman on. I don't know why I had Guzman up there. I got the wrong guys. Abreu is up there. I don't know what I was thinking. I grabbed the wrong stack. Sorry. Abreu got excited about the double play, so we could not have more runs. 5-10. 5-10. Ballpark single check, but for lefty, it is 1-9. 7 though, so that's a base hit. Although it's only 1 star, so Rollins will stop at third. He will stop at third. Now I need to check the rules because I'm wondering on this play at the plate if Rollins would have gone to third, and that of course would make it a run now. So let's look at the rules and see if I can find something that says that the runners advance. Don't really see it in here, and to be honest with you, the score being what it is, I'm not going to worry about it. If he should have been there, so be it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to let it go. So 2 outs, runners at the corners for Tommy. There's a 1 chance for a wild pitch, but he has a 0 wild pitch rating, so no wild pitch. So it's going to be a 3-11 for Tommy, and that's a ballpark single again. So ballpark single again, 1-9. It's a 5, so it's a base hit, so Rollins is going to score anyway. Single, 1 star. Run comes across. RBI for Tommy. That makes it 12-1. Here's Pat Burrell. Ayala may only go 1 inning. 5-7. Fly ball to center field. That's going to end the inning. Another runs across. Let's close the book on Ayala. He goes 1 inning, gives up a run. Could have been worse. Gave up 4 hits. And didn't walk anybody, didn't strike anybody out. So we go to the 8th. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Phillies because they pinch hit for Lieber. So Phillies pitcher gets to come in with a huge lead. Let's see who that's going to be. Wouldn't think you'd use one of your top guys. So they're going to bring in, they're going to bring in let's see, Aaron Foltz, a lefty. Aaron Foltz. So Aaron Foltz is on. And he'll be facing switch hitter Guzman, followed by switch hitter Vidro and righty Guillen. Start the 8th. 1-4 for Guzman against a lefty. Fly to left, 1 away. One down, here's Vidro, another switch hitter. 6-4 for Fultz. Ground ball to short. Just missed that home run chance, but ground ball to short. 2 up, 2 down. It's going to send us to Jose Guillen. 6-4, again, same result, ground ball shortstop. So the dice were kind to Mr. Fultz. Goes a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still 12-1, and we'll get a new pitcher for the Nationals. It'll be lefty Joey Eischen, the left-hander Joey Eischen. Fifth pitcher used by Frank Robinson in this game. And he'll be facing Lofton, Bell, and Lieberthal. 1-6 for Lofton against the lefty. Doesn't matter, it's a base hit. So Kenny Lofton keeps it going. He will be held, but he won't steal out of courtesy. Nothing on the 20. Here's Bell. 2-10 against the lefty. That's a double to center field, and again, they'll hold Lofton at third just because of the score being what it is. So Eischen has not done so well since he came on. Here is Lieberthal. Oh, forgot to roll the D20, sorry. Not that it matters. 1-8 against the lefty. 1-8 pops to second. That's out number 1. And now Fultz is due up, but he will be called back. They'll pinch hit for Fultz. He's usually a 1-inning guy anyway. So that was all they were going to use him for. So they will bring in a pinch hitter. And with the lefty on the mound, they will bring in Jason Michaels, right-handed outfielder. Jason Michaels. He will pinch hit. 2-7. 2-7 is a walk, and that's going to load the bases. So the bases are loaded. And here comes Jimmy Rollins. 2-7 for Rollins. Pops him to short. That's 2 down. And it's going to be Polanco, the batter. Placido Polanco. 6-5. 6-5. Fly to right. That's going to end the inning. So Eischen pitches out of that mess without giving up a run. And thank goodness for the Nationals, they don't have to pitch a 9th inning. They only have to go 8. So that's 2 hits and a walk for Eischen in his 1 inning, but no runs. So that was good for him. So the Phillies, 12 runs on 18 hits. How about that? All right, so we go to the top of the 9th. The misery for Nationals is almost over. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Phillies. And it will be Ryan Madson. So Ryan Madson is on. Close things out. And he'll be facing Johnson, Castilla, and Sledge. 4-6 against a lefty. 4-6 is a double. So Nick Johnson leads off the 9th with a double. As the Nats try to at least get another run on the board if they can. Here's Castilla. If I can get him separated. There he is. It was sticking to Terminal Sledge for some reason. 5-6. 5-6 against a right-hander. Struck him out. Castilla out on strikes. 1 away for Terminal Sledge. 4-8. 4-8. A 1-8 single. Oh, that was a 2 on the D20. My bad. So that means when you check for a balk or a wild hit or a pass ball. Let's roll the white die. It's a check for a pass ball. Lieberthal has a 2 on his pass ball rating. There is no pass ball, so we'll re-roll the at bat. 5-8. Struck him out. That's 2 down. And Brian Snyder, last chance. If Snyder reaches, a pinch hitter would be up next for the Nationals, as we're at the pitcher spot. 4-8 against a lefty. 4-8. 1-8's a single. 9-20 lines to second, and the ball game's over. It's a 7, so it's a single, 1 star. Keeps the inning going. The run does not score with the 1 star. Johnson has to stop at third. So runners are at the corners with 2 down. And we got a pinch hitter for the Nationals coming up. They've used Church. They've used Cordero. So we look at the rest of their bench. They have Jamie Carroll. So Jamie Carroll will step in to pinch hit. How about that? 3 C's. Church, Cordero, and Carroll are the pinch hitters. 3 C's. Just worked out that way. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Last chance. It's a 1-6 against a righty. Struck him out, and the ball game is over. Mercifully, the ball game is over. Nothing there for the Nationals. Madsen goes 1 inning, gives up 2 hits. Does strike out the side. So Phillies pitcher struck out 9 batters, and actually 9 batters on each side struck out. For the Nationals, 1 run on 9 hits and an error. How about that? 12-18-0 for the Phillies. 12-18-0. And for the Nationals, 1-9-1. Winning pitcher was John Lieber. Loser was Livan Hernandez. And there you go. First ever Washington Nationals game played on April 4th, 2005. It was a manic game, so I guess it kind of fits the profile for Manic Monday. So there you are. All right, hope you enjoyed that presentation of strat-o-matic, Manic Monday style with the Washington Nationals. Fortunately for this year's Nationals, they fared much better than the 05 version on opening day, although the 05 version finished the season pretty much right at 500. If they weren't 500, they were right at 500. So they were not a bad team. They just had a bad game right here. So that's going to happen to you. No matter who you are, you're going to have a bad game. So that does it from here. Hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road with another card break, another box break coming up soon. Gonna rip open some packs. Until next time, we'll see you all down the road.